Good evening. Close enough. Good evening. I'd like to thank everyone for attending the MSAD 49 District Budget Meeting. I'm Sean Knox, the Board Chair. We're here to provide the community with insight into the school budget for the current year. This meeting also is for any registered voter to authorize the budget expenditures and to determine the amount of money that will be assessed to each member municipality for referendum voting on September 12th. By way of update, the revised budget presented is the best coordinated effort to be in line with the needs of the students in the district. The most recent budget represents a comprehensive review by administrators and leaders in the school of the needs of the students in the district. The board has done some good work over the last few weeks to assess any changes that need to be made to the budget since July 23rd, the second budget that was presented. The proposed budget today is the lowest proposed budget in comparison to the first two. I will now explain some changes the board has decided on. First, the white stapled, I think it's about 8 pages, 11 pages, I guess, front and back. This one here that says 2019 school budget proposal. That is what the current proposed budget is by article. So the actual one that we're presenting tonight. The other sheet that has blue and some other colors on it, that's the changes since the July 23rd budget, the second one. I'll now explain some of the changes on the changes sheet, which is the one with the blue on it. The budget was reduced in total by $250,834.53. Up to the top, Article 2, consisting of special education, was reduced by $115,480.06. That is a reduction of one special education teacher based on needs for the current school year, and an educational technician that will be grant funded. Article 4, consisting of system administration, was increased by, in total, $1,936.64. And this was by aligning the budget with changes in salaries and personnel benefits, which is the salary fringe, for the current year in the amount of $8,063.36, as well as adding $10,000 for expenses incurred for each referendum processing. Article 7, which is school administration, was reduced by $55,791.11 by way of aligning the budget with changes in salaries and personnel benefits for the current year. Article 8 is transportation, and that was reduced by $2,725. This amount reflected adjustments based on newly committed rate amounts for uniforms and anticipated electricity costs for this year. Article 9 is facilities maintenance. That was reduced by $78,775. This amount included adjustments based on anticipated electricity and flooring costs, as well as newly committed rate amounts for natural gas and uniforms. $7,500 of this amount was also removed for unplanned professional development in facilities maintenance. Again, in total, the budget was reduced by $250,834.53. Are there any nominations for moderator?
I nominate Phil Curtis.
I second.
Are there any other nominations from the floor? I declare nominations for moderator closed. All those in favor of Philip Curtis for moderator, please raise your hand. Any opposed? Philip Curtis is elected moderator. I would ask him to come forward to be sworn in. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. Do you swear to support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Maine as long as you shall continue to be a citizen thereof, and faithfully discharge to the best of your abilities the duties incumbent on you as moderator of the MSAD 49 school budget meeting on August 29th, 2019, according to the Constitution and the laws of the state of Maine?
I do. Good evening. Just a couple of housekeeping notes that keep in mind as we move through the meeting, if you're going to speak, or if you've got some questions or a comment in regards to the article as we work on each article, we would ask that you please would make your way to the mic there in the front. I do require and would request that you would abide by it, that as each article is read, that someone makes a motion to accept that article as printed. In order for the article to be worked upon, it must be placed on the floor as it is written in the warrant. The reason I require it as written is simply because I make a mistake from time to time in a reading of it, and so it clarifies it as written. Any negative motion, like a motion to amend an article before it is placed on the floor, will be ruled out of order. Once the article is placed on the floor, then we can work that article. Then you can make an amendment, then you can make a motion to amend the article to whatever your amendment may want to be. We'll accept only one amendment per article. We'll only accept one amendment on an article at a time. We'll work on that amendment. If you want to amend it again, we'll vote on that amendment, and then we'll go back and work the article from the beginning. Okay? What I do need is, because there is those who may have information pertaining to this warrant that is not a registered voter in any of the towns that makes up School Administrator District number 49. So in order to allow them to speak, we need a motion to allow anyone who is not a registered voter of MSAD 59 municipalities who has information pertaining to Articles 1 through 15 to speak at this meeting. If somebody can make that motion. So move.
Second.
And a second to that.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify. Thank you. Those opposed. Good. Okay, let's get right into it. Article 1. To see what sum the district will authorize to expend for regular instruction. School board's recommendation is $10,919,219.53. What is your pleasure under Article 1?
So moved.
Motion is made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion is made and seconded to accept Article 1 as printed. Any discussion? Any question? Any comment? Yes, ma'am.
Shelley Rudnicki. So I'm looking back at the May 14th budget that was originally posted and sent to the taxpayers in this district, or the residents in this district. And originally, the regular ed instruction for that time was $10,800,000. My first question is, what did the additional $118,000 go towards? And why we didn't go back to that originally when it was turned down. And then my second part of this question would be is, why haven't we considered reducing at least one position in the Albion School District when we can combine classrooms? Because that still has not been discussed enough to show that we support our other elementary schools, because our other elementary schools have 20 or 25 to 1 students, where Albion has 8, 9, 10, and 12 to 1 students.
Is there an answer to the questions?
Hello? So your first question is, why is it not, it changed from $10,800,000 to $10,919,000?
Correct. That's when Mr. Grenier upped it by almost $300,000 at the first budget meeting, and then it never went back down to the original 10.8. I'd like to know what that additional $100,000 is going towards.
We did not work off from the number that was amended at that May 14th meeting. When we went back to make adjustments to the budget, we went from what was originally proposed in the May 14th meeting, not the amendment, and made adjustments from there. And some of the things that were added back were reading recovery positions. We moved a position that had previously been funded in Title I into education, regular education, so that those Title I funds could be used elsewhere. So when we went from the May 14th meeting to the July 9th budget, that was not contingent on any changes that were made over the course of that meeting, but through all of the budget meetings and school board meetings that were held in the interim.
So you did go up that 100,000. So I would like to move that we amend this line item to just reduce it by 100,000 to bring it down to $10,819,219.53.
The motion has been made and seconded to amend Article 1 from the school board's recommendation of $10,919,219.53 to $10,819,219.53. Is there any discussion on the amendment? Any question on the amendment? I sense you're ready to vote on the amendment. If you're in favor of the amendment, you'll be voting yes. If you're opposed to the amendment, you'll be voting no. All of those in favor of the amendment, changing Article 1 from $10,919,000 to $10,819,000. All those in favor, please signify. All those opposed? The motion is defeated. Any further discussion under Article 1? Any further questions? Seeing none, if you're in favor of accepting Article 1 as the school board's recommendation amount of $10,919,219.53, please signify.
Can I
Whoop,
interrupt
I'm
you
sorry.
for just 1 second?
There you go. You may go. Speak.
Audrey Lee, you just went through answering Shelley's question, and you were talking about special education,
No,
the reading recovery.
reading recovery does not fall under special education. It falls under the regular education.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry I missed you. Any other question or comment? If not, all in favor of accepting Article 1 as printed, please signify. Those opposed, the motion carries. Article 2, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for special education. The school board's recommendation is $4,722,730.78. What is your pleasure under Article 2?
So moved.
Is there a second? Motion has been made and seconded to accept Article 2 as printed. Any discussion? Any? Yes, ma'am.
So once again, I'd like you to explain the differences between what the original May 14th budget came in at to what it is now, because it's certainly not a decrease like you're trying to tell us it is from the last time. It's actually an increase over the original May 14th budget by about $80,000.
It is a decrease from the July 9th version, because it is. The May 14th version was 4.6, and then July 9th was higher. And I can dig through my papers and find that.
I mean, it just seems like we're playing games here, and I tried to discuss this before. If we go off the original budget that actually went, that the taxpayers and voters got to see, because until we get in here tonight, we didn't have a list of what everything was. It certainly, I mean, I tried to find it and didn't find it posted. So it's an $80,000 difference, and from the original. And if we're looking at what our taxes are going to be, can you tell me right off the bat what my mill rate in Fairfield's going to do based on this budget? If this whole budget passes, what the mill rate is going to be?
It's 0.66. .66 is the estimated mill rate.
So another $500,000 increase over what we currently have,
It's an increase.
an increase. Okay, and how many students are we down this year versus what we were last year? Or what's the student count from a year ago?
We're up.
How many? Because up could mean one, could mean two.
It's not. If you look at the EDS 279 report, the October 2018 number, which our funding is based on, is up over the October 2017 number, and it is not by one student. I can go through my papers.
Well,
and
I'd
find
like to
that.
know what this year's budget that, that we're
And
kind of,
that as you know, the education funding is based on the enrollment from October of 2018.
and I do understand that.
Yeah.
What I'm asking is, what's the enrollment this year, right now? Because we've started school. What's the enrollment right now versus what it was a year ago?
So the count yesterday was 2,031.
2031? And what was the count a year ago? Okay.
And just to clarify, we are only on our second day of school. In education history, the first week of school, students move in and students move out. We are 2 days into our school year, so these numbers are not written in stone,
Right, which is why they use the October 1st
which
date.
is why they use the October 1st. Kindergarten hasn't started.
Do those numbers that you gave me include the kindergarten count, the kindergarten is projected count?
Or pre-K.
Yes.
But
Thank
they aren't
you.
here, so we don't know.
That's. Well, the argument about is our taxes going up, and that's what I've been hearing from people, is our taxes continuing to go up, and you have not done anything but play games with this budget. The budget in May got increased.
Right. This is
I asked a
the-
question and I'm just waiting for an answer.
This is the lowest budget that has been put forward, including the one that was put forward.
And I
in
will
May.
agree that it is the lowest budget. But I also noticed that when we get further in the articles, that there was a significant amount taken off facilities and transportation
Yep.
versus actually, basically making parity across the board for our elementary schools. That's been a big thing for me right off the bat, is we don't have parity across the board. Fairfield is still picking up and Benton and Clinton are picking up $500,000 costs for Albion Elementary.
And
That's what I'm getting at.
The school board has agreed that we want to look at the opportunity of combining classes, and my opinion was it shouldn't be a conversation that's restricted just to Albion. If that is something that is beneficial to students, that's something we should look at across the board to see if we want to explore it, but I'm not in favor of making a quick decision on that. I think it does need to be something that we look at for all elementary schools. And because if there's a benefit, then why would we not want to implement it at each of them?
Well, we should actually be looking at closing Albion because that's the most expensive school. So that's where I'm going. Do you have that number yet?
I believe we have a number.
So our subsidy count last year was 2,085, but
This-
that number that I gave you, the 2,031, it can change.
So we're about 50 less than we were a year ago.
It's not the same number.
Right, it's October.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
But right now, it's about 50 less. Okay, thank you.
Any other question or comment under Article 2?
Good evening. My name is Wilbur Furland. I'm in Fairfield. It seems like Article 1 is kind of like flat funded. Well, Article 2, based on what I saw, at least printed off your site last night, was an increase in special education for $489,000, just based on fiscal year 19 to 20. It's almost $500,000. Why such an increase? I mean, we have a lot of kids, more kids needing more special education, or I mean, I'm all for doing what the kids need, but that's a lot of money when you're essentially flat funding Article 1. So can anybody explain to me why that, or am I missing something from what was printed last night?
For special ed, there's a certain guidelines. I mean, there's state mandates that we have to provide services that are deemed appropriate through IEPs.
Understood.
And so,
And from what you just told Shelley, we have 50 less students
but
than
that
last
doesn't
year.
mean it's 50 less special ed students.
So we have more special ed students with 50 less?
I will go on record, we are on day 2. The high school has just started today. I don't know what our student demographics look like at this moment, but what I can say is that we budgeted based on the special ed count that we had going into this year and the IEPs that we made last spring for it to start this fall. If a student moves today that is a high need student and they move into this district, we're talking thousands, tens of thousands of dollars that can go into educating that student. A student moves away, that's another variation. And I personally don't feel comfortable on day 2 or day 1 of school to say that the student population is solidified. But what we are is we're bound by law. So that's why those numbers go up. Students need, students graduate, students move in, students move out. That
So
all
is that
applies.
budget line item, were we over budget last year by almost $500,000? Is that why you guys boosted it up for fiscal year 20?
I'm sorry. I know, I can't understand what you're saying.
What I'm looking at is for fiscal year 19, it was $4,233,675, and now for 20, it's $4,722,730, which is a delta of $489,000 based on what report you have. So my question was, were we over budget last year by $400,000? Is that why you're boosting it up this year, up another $489,000? I mean,
Well,
just trying to rationalize
Yeah,
how.
we had the 115,000. So we had an ed tech and we had a special education teacher that had retired and that we did refill the position in order to shift some stuff with the new special ed director who is guiding us on what we're doing. With the special education laws, they are very, very technical and very, very precise. So this budget has to go with what it would cost to meet the needs that were made in the IEPs. We can't change that.
So were there new statutes or anything that changed from 19 to 20 to
No, but our
require that 489?
I think what we heard a lot from our administrators as the budget was being developed is that there was concern that we were not meeting the need. So not that our expenses were over budget, but that they didn't have adequate staff. So staff was added to the special education article here because that was one of the primary concerns that we had heard, was that they did not feel they were adequately staffed for the
So for
services.
the 489, how many staff members did you add for the children?
Let's see, I had 2 special education teachers, 5 new special education tech 1s that was added between the May version and the July version. And then between the July version and now we just backed out 1 special education teacher and 1 special education tech 1. So we're up by a net of 1 teacher and 4 ed tech 1s. So 5 positions,
For 489.
plus other, costs, sure. But a substantial portion of that 49 would be staffing,
Okay.
as well as budgeted increases for current staff, health insurance increases.
You've answered, I just don't, just the numbers
Sure.
don't make sense to me, that's all. Thank you.
Any other question or comment in regards to Article 2? Yes, sir.
How's it going? Been a while since I've been up here. I'd just like to address the previous concern. As a high school teacher, I know our special ed numbers are extremely dangerous to being over the state maximum. And if we go over that, we can have very serious legal ramifications. And I applaud the board for taking the time to make sure that we got an additional teacher. We're looking to fill it, so anybody watching, if you want to become a special education teacher at MSAD 49, please apply. But our students are in dire need. We had students that were supposed to have one-on-one ed tech help last year at the high school, and they were going without. And our students were suffering. So yes, special education may be going up a significant amount from last year, but it is necessary because there are students who are not getting what they deserve. So we're all going to have to kind of bite the bullet here and accept the fact that this piece of the budget is going up a significant amount, but it is for the betterment of our students. Thank you.
And
Yes,
can I
ma'am.
just add to what Mr. Kenna said, is that it's not only is it for the betterment of the students, it's the law. I mean, we are putting ourselves in a legal jeopardy by not fulfilling what we said we were going to do for these students. So not only is it the right thing, it's the legal thing. So that's what.
Any other question or comment under Article 2? All those in favor of accepting Article 2 as printed in the amount of $4,722,730.78, please signify. Those opposed, the motion carries. Article 3, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for career and technical education. School board recommends 0. What is your recommendation under Article 3?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded to accept Article 3 as printed. Any discussion? All those in favor of 0, please signify. Those opposed? I thought probably that would pass. Article 4, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for system administration. School board's recommendation is $908,166.41. What is your pleasure under Article 4? Motion has been made and seconded to accept Article 4 as printed. Any discussion? Any question? Any comment? All in favor of accepting Article 4 as printed, please signify. Those opposed, motion carries. Article 5, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for other instruction. School board's recommendation is $693,419.79. What is your pleasure under Article 5?
So moved.
Motion has been made. Is there a second? Motion has been made and seconded to accept Article 5 as printed. Any question? Any comment? All in favor of accepting Article 5 as printed, please signify. Those opposed? Motion carries. Article 6, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for student and staff support. School board's recommendation is $2,546,905.57. What is your pleasure under Article 6?
So moved.
Motion has been made and seconded to accept Article 6 as printed. Any question? Any comment? All in favor of accepting Article 6 as printed, please signify. Those opposed, that motion carries. Article 7, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for school administration. School board's recommendation is $1,481,400 $598.18. What is your pleasure under Article 7?
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to accept Article 7 as printed. Any question? All those in favor of accepting Article 7 as printed, please signify. Those opposed, that motion carries. Article 8, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for transportation and buses. School Board's recommendation is $1,910,469.60. What is your pleasure under Article 8?
So moved.
Motion has been made. Is there a second? Motion has been made and seconded to accept Article 8 as printed. Any discussion? Any question? All in favor of accepting Article 8 as printed, please signify. Those opposed, motion carries. Article 9, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for facilities maintenance. School Board's recommendation is $3,939,936.54. What is your pleasure under Article 9?
So moved.
Motion has been made. Is there a
Second.
second? Motion has been made and seconded to accept Article 9 as printed. Any question? Any comment? All in favor of accepting Article 9 as printed, please signify. Those opposed, that motion carries. Article 10, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for debt service and other commitments. School Board's recommendation is $0. What is your pleasure under Article 10?
So moved.
Is there a second? Motion has been made and seconded to accept Article 10 as printed. All those in favor, please signify. Those opposed, that motion carries. Article 11, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for all other expenditures. School Board's recommendation is $0. What is your pleasure under Article 11?
So moved.
Motion has been made and seconded to accept Article 11 as printed. All those in favor of accepting Article 11, please signify. Those opposed, that motion carries. Article 12, to see what sum the district will appropriate for the total cost of funding public education from kindergarten to grade 12, as described in the Essential Programs and Services Funding Act, and to see what sum the district will raise and assess as each municipality's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from kindergarten to grade 12, as described in the Essential Programs and Services Funding Act in accordance with the Maine Revised Statute Title 20A, Section 15688. Total appropriated by municipalities. Town of Albion, $2,713,682.97. Town of Benton, $3,697,421.06. Town of Clinton, $5,523,722.98. And the town of Fairfield, $10,473,785.50 for a total appropriated amount of $22,408,612.51. Total raised and district assessment by the municipalities. Town of Albion, $1,074,882. Town of Benton, $1,630,746. Town of Clinton, $1,592,658. And Town of Fairfield, $3,153,300 for a total raised by the municipalities of $7,451,586. What is your pleasure under Article 12?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made. Is there a second? Motion has been made and seconded to accept Article 12 as printed. Any question? Any comment? All in favor of accepting Article 12 as printed, please signify. Those opposed? That motion carries. Article 13, to see what sum the district will raise and appropriate for annual payments on debt service previously approved by the district voters for non-state funded school construction projects or non-state funded portions of school construction project in addition to the funds appropriated as the local share of the district's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from kindergarten through grade 12. School board's recommendation is 0. What is your pleasure under Article 13?
So moved.
Motion has been made and seconded to accept Article 13 as printed. All those in favor, please signify. Those opposed, that motion carries. Article 14 will be voted on by written ballot, but we'll handle it the same way and allow for discussion and questions. And when I sense you're ready to vote, then I'll open a poll and you make your way to your respective municipalities and cast your ballot. Article 14, to see what sum the district will raise and appropriate in additional local funds, recommended $3,368,833.89, which exceeds the state's essential programs and services allocation model by $3,368,833.89 as required to fund the budget recommended by the school board. The school board's recommendation of $3,368,833.89, which exceeds the state's essential program and services allocation model by $3,368,833.89. The school board gives the following reasons for exceeding the state's essential programs and services funding model. The EPS model does not recognize all of the cost of school functions. In some areas, EPS amounts are less than school board believes are necessary to provide for quality education. Any discussion is there a motion? Is there a motion to accept Article 14?
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to accept Article 14 as printed. Any discussion? Any question? I sense there's none. Then I'll open the voting. You will vote by secret or written ballot. Make your way to the municipalities that you represent. So we have a total. We have a total votes, yes 55, no 7. Yes 55, no 7. You want to know by town? I was afraid you'd ask that. Town of Benton, yes votes 9, no votes 2. Town of Albion, yes votes 13, no votes 0. Town of Clinton, yes votes 3, no votes 0. Town of Fairfield, yes votes 31, no votes 5. Okay? So, you have accepted Article 14 as printed. Article 15. To see what sum the district will authorize the school board to expend for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2019 and ending June 30, 2020 from the district's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from kindergarten to grade 12 as described in the Essential Programs and Services Funding Act, non-state funded school construction projects, additional local funds for school purposes under the Maine Revised Statute Title 20 Class A, Section 15690, unexpended balances, tuition receipts, state subsidies, and other receipts for the support of the school. School board's recommendation for a total of $27,117,446.40. What is your pleasure under Article 15?
So moved.
Motion has been made and seconded to accept Article 15 as printed. Is there any question or any comment? Seeing none, all those in favor of accepting Article 15 as printed, please signify. Those opposed, that motion carries. Having conducted all the business that has been required by this warrant, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. All those in favor, please signify by picking up your, well, you don't have to pick up your chair, just vote. Okay. I was going to say, pick up your chair and take it away, but there are too many of them. Thank you very much for a very good meeting. And get out and enjoy the nice summertime. What's left.